That's the most it's done yet.
Alright, okay.
Oh shit, it might start.
Alright guys, we got it all put together. Got the new intake on that I made. Had our friend Josh actually flatten out the flange facing. He's got a special machine to do that, or tool actually. But everything's hooked up. I got the laptop here. I got some adjustments done on the computer. So we're going to see if we can't start this thing up.
Now, we got everybody here today.
Yep.
We got Cameron, we got James, we got Ryan, little goofy, and we got Cameron Jr. Alright, gentlemen. Yep, VTEX is locked on this thing.
Technically deleted, but you know.
Alright, good, perfect time for YouTube knowledge learning. What are you doing?
I forgot to put a start button on my screen up here. I'm gonna place the timing with
changing outputs. Oh, I like that. That's nice.
Stop. Save.
It's like it almost did exactly what you wanted. Rolling flat. Oh, that fast, baby.
Yep. Ready?
Yep. It fired once.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. Ooh. Ready?
Checker ready.
Get this. Yep. No, we got one flash, but I wasn't looking at it when it did it.
Oh, nice job.
That turned the fucking garage on, dude. Oh my god. Wow.
That was something else.
Oh my god.
We should probably stop for the night.
So,
yeah.
You guys got to catch that live. That one was bigger than the other two.
Ow, my ears.
We're done for the night. We're done.
We're done. Alright guys, so we're having a lot of issues starting it, as you probably saw. So we took out the non-VTEC rocker arm assemblies and we put the VTEC ones back in. Mike just got done valve lashing it and we're going to try to start it again. I got Mina's fuel map and ignition map loaded on here with all my settings. I'm getting good RPM signal, got cam sync going. So hopefully this thing fires up. Let's find out.
Yeah. God damn.
Alright guys, I swear all I did was turn on the car. I put a new... Oh man, that was crazy. I put a new starter in it because it was pulling too many amps and not letting the coils fire. And I put a new ground on for the negative battery terminal. And as soon as I turned the car on, man, I wish the camera was on because it just detonated the whole manifold.
I was standing right here.
Oh,
look at the timing light, it shattered it.
Oh my gosh. I bought another one, thankfully.
Yeah, it broke this off. All this hit up there. They knocked this down, busted the ball plumb out of it. Here's part of it, and the other part's over there.
Yeah, she detonated hardcore.
That was like a nitrous backfire.
Yeah.
That was pretty loud.
The gaskets help, you know. All right, so actually, Jamie just from PFI just hit me up saying he's going to be out of town next week, so we had to push my tune back another week. So
well, now we have to.
Oh my gosh!
Holy cow! Holy mo! It literally divided this whole thing in there.
Yeah, the seal held between the two halves.
Yeah,
it just split it right along that seam right there. Oh man. Yeah, it broke. Oh jeez.
Well, now we know where it breaks.
So I don't know what happened there, but as soon as, like I said, as soon as I turned the car to the on position on the switch,
so unexpected.
It just detonated. It was like I put a bomb in there or something, you know. Oh, I hope everything survived. Sensors and such. So, all right. Well, I guess I better get printing. All right, guys. So as you've seen, the intake manifold exploded. These are all the pieces of what's left over here. We shot it a couple times with a BB gun just because we were mad, and also to see how strong stuff really was. We actually have never managed to break this, but what ended up happening was apparently when you turn fuel techs on, when they boot up, they fire all the spark plugs or all the coil packs, and there was some few vapors in there when we were trying to crank it from before, when we thought the timing was correct, and it wasn't. So when we were trying to crank it, put a lot of fuel vapor in, and then when I turned it on later that day, it just exploded. Too bad we didn't get it on camera, because that would have been really cool, but you know, stuff happens. You know, there's not much left of it, but you know. So I need to print another manifold because I have about a week left until my dyno tune. So, and it takes about 3 days to print each half of it. Probably not going to get it done on time, but thankfully I still have this upper half from whenever we were prototyping for Mina, so he can get his car in the dyno. This one is very similar. It just only has 8 screws holding the throttle body plate on instead of the 14, which I have on the newest design. That's not the part that failed last time. The part that failed last time was the plate on the bottom half. So, which was actually this guy right here. That's what failed last time, is the seal right there on that guy. So, yeah. So I have very little time to make another manifold. I would like to make a upper and a lower half because this neck is only at 30 degrees, whereas my design is at 40 degrees. I just did this 30-degree one for Mina. So I managed to scrounge up enough material. It takes about 1.3 kilos to print the upper half. My buddy Ryan that I did the D series for, I actually gave him a kilo for his birthday. He didn't even use it, he didn't even open it, so he's let me use that one, and when I get more in, I'll get these preheating. Stay dry. It'll be the second or third day I've run these, so those are running. But when I came in here to start printing, I noticed coolant reservoir for the water-cooled motors was empty, or really low actually. It's down there, and so like, okay, that's weird. So I filled it back up, and just about up to there, and I got it up there, and I noticed that the coolant wasn't circulating. So then I looked down here, and I don't know if you see this, but there's a big old coolant mess right here, and this water pump is not functioning. So I have to replace that before I can start printing, because I do not want, let me turn this on, because I do not want the motors in here to overheat, because like I said, it gets really, really hot in here, like over 100 degrees. So, and those motors, they get hot even when they're on the outside, like on this guy. Like that motor right there gets really, really hot. So I'm gonna let those warm up over there. So I got another coolant pump in. I just ordered it, got it overnighted on Amazon. Man, it just got here, so I'm gonna start working on that real quick. Alright, so got the Z offset all set. Go back and start printing. Chain manifold lower right there and do it. And every time I print on this thing, what I gotta do, I actually gotta do little adjustments just to make sure the Z offset, or the height that the nozzle is above the print bed, is just right. So I'm gonna wait for it to stop printing. Alright, go check it. What I'm feeling for, that is way too close, so I'm gonna back it off. What I'm feeling for, I just want this line to be a nice little half dome. It's a little far away. I want to bring it a little closer. Yes. Alright, that's a lot nicer. Alright. So yeah, I just want it to be a nice little half dome, because if it's too far away, it won't stick properly to the print bed. And if it's too close, you get a lot of like what they call elephant's foot. That's where it's like really fat on the bottom, and just that can kind of mess up the print. And if it's way too close, let me check that. That just printed. And if it's way too close, it can actually clog up the print head, and that's no bueno, because that can really mess up everything. And I've actually had to replace one of these print heads just because it got clogged up so bad. No matter what I did, I just couldn't get it to ever work right again. So, well, that's printing. Now I gotta do some work on the wiring harness in the car. Alright guys, now back to this stuff. So I don't know if I said it already, but the reason that the intake manifold exploded was because I need to run the relay for the coil pack power, which is one of these two right here. I just had them run to ground, so as soon as I flip the car on, those relays will kick on for both the fuel injectors and the coil pack. But the fuel tech, whenever it boots up, it will fire the coil packs on boot up, and that's what caused the explosion that destroyed my manifold. So what I need to do is, I have quite a few spare outputs right here, and what I'm going to do is, instead of running that to ground, I'm going to run it to one of these spare outputs I have. Probably just this one right here, because it's already uncovered. And that way I can assign a output on the fuel tech to the coil pack power, just on like a generic output or a time-based output, so it turns on after the fuel tech does, to prevent, you know, said explosions. And that should solve that. And while I'm at it, I got this wire right here, which this is actually for the VTEC solenoid. I'm gonna run that to right here, this guy with the blue tape on it, and that used to be the left turn signal, but I guess I'm just not going to run turn signals, so I can run VTEC for now, because we're just going to get it tuned on that. I would like the whole choppy chop of the locked VTEC and everything, but you know, we're just going to go with VTEC, you know, because that seems to work out. But I'm going to get working on this. Like I said, I just got to figure out which one of these two wires right here is the coil pack power. Just got to plug this in and check continuity, you know, make sure I get the right one, and then we can get this thing rolling again. But you know, that sucks, because I had all this nice and loomed up, nice and pretty, got that all ripped off now, and while I was cutting all that off, I accidentally cut this wire right here, because I'm stupid. Alright guys, got that all rewired, just gotta relumb it, got the gray wire accidentally cut, all fixed, and then I got the coil power, I got that tied into blue 15, I think it was. And then I also got the VTEC, which I have as this green wire here, wired in to this relay right here, and that is controlled, I forget which wire that's actually controlled by, but yeah, so we're getting there, got it all fixed, and hopefully we can avoid any future explosions on the intake manifold, because I don't have enough time to make another one. So got enough material and stuff to make this next one, but after that, we're out of time. So we got, like I said, we got a dyno tune scheduled at PFI here in about a week. So, and it's gonna take me about 4 days or more, or to make a new manifold. So yeah, we're on a serious time crunch here. Back out here in the messy shed. And checking on the 3D printing. Looks like it's going pretty good. It's got the first layer down. It's not looking half bad actually. It's starting on the second layer. Yeah, it looks pretty good actually. Alright, well, I'll check on that in the morning. Looks like I got 2 kilos right here ready to go. So it's only going to take about 1.2. So hopefully that gets done. We got about 3 days on this print. So cross your fingers. Hope nothing goes wrong. Alright, guys. Turn it on and...
That's the most it's done yet.
Alright, I might... Okay.
Oh shit. It might start.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna crank it again.
It's a little loud in here. Let's go!
Alright guys, so as you saw, she started up. I'd like to take credit for it, but in reality I just got on the phone with Jamie at PFI Speed, and he linked into the computer and he got it running, you know, within like 5 minutes. I thought it was just like 1 or 2 settings, but it was a lot of settings apparently.
The man.
Yeah.
The wizard.
Yeah,
the
right?
legend.
He did some... I'm wizard with wires, he's wizard with that. I don't know how he does that.
Yeah, it was so fast. That mouse was moving back and forth, and then it wasn't 5 minutes. It might have been 3.5, 4 minutes, and it started.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So all we got left to do, we gotta put it all together. We got the fenders on it right now. Got to clean it up a little bit. Put the front bumper on, and here in about an hour or two, my ride is going to be here. So we got this done right on time. Whew! That was a mad dash to get everything done.
Now we got to put the bumper on, and
yep, just got to put the bumper on.
Yep.
So let's get it done.